Your tool fell. Mind is actually working on that. And clean all that mess. Belgian sponge, but I also think it closes off. Isn't that nice?
Alouette, chante plumerait, chante plumerait la couche, chante plumerait la couche, et la couche, et la couche, et la bouche, et la bouche, et le bec, et le bec, et la tête, et la tête. Oh, alouette, chante l'alouette, alouette, chante plumerait. No, this seriously happens frequently in this house. I start singing and they join in. My Aunt Mies, married to my mother's brother, now married to somebody else because he's gone. She used to send money every birthday. For the longest time, she would send money to me on my birthday. Sometimes it was the only thing I got on my birthday. Such a sweet lady. The wonderfulness of that act has stayed with me nonetheless. It's not one of those things where you worry about why it stopped. You're just glad it happened. Well, she surprised me again. My fundraiser for the bathroom renovations didn't last long. Less than a day. But, you know, I guess she wanted to contribute anyway. She sent me cash in a card, so I'm sending her back a thank you card with a gift. I have quite a bit of jewelry that I'm never going to wear again. I'm giving her a gift of some of my jewelry, my pearls. Not these ones that I'm wearing, because, well, you know, got to keep some finery. And I think I don't know, I decided to keep these. But it's got the vintage freshwater pearl earrings, and it's got this wonderful vintage fake pearl, like costume jewelry necklace that's scalloped, and another one that's just like a bead necklace that looks like a simple pearl necklace. And lastly, a pearl and gold pendant to go with everything, to put on a necklace chain. So I thought she might enjoy my pearls, and I hope so. If nothing else, she's getting a thank you card and an expression of thankfulness. And then if she doesn't want the pearls, she can give them to someone else. This is my psychological mess up. I can't think of anything I'm supposed to be getting done. I mean, I did my morning chores and I did some extra cleaning, and I suppose I'm supposed to be sanding chairs. I'm having trouble remembering what sort of work I'm supposed to be doing. So to fill in time, I'm knitting on Timmy's blanket and stretching while I watch videos. But because I'm watching videos and I'm in the house and I'm comfortable, I'm riddled with guilt that I'm not working hard enough. And yet I am stretching, getting in my fitness, which I have not been doing lately because I've been too busy doing things that are more important. I've been busy on Facebook with this, but said nothing on the blog. I haven't added any video footage about this issue, ever. You've seen lots of Piper, I think. Well, not a lot of Piper. Since she started wearing that comb, and it's always filthy, I've been ashamed to put her on camera. You know, I clean that cone off. The next time we let her out in the yard, she's rolling in the dust again. I clean off her fur. The next time I let her out in the yard, there she is back there with a giant smile on her face, rolling in the dust. And she comes in and shakes dust all over the floor. If you try to pet her, your hand will come away really filthy. I don't want to demonstrate because I don't want to have to wash my hands and I'm busy knitting. But I've actually had it where, do this on her back, just there, doggy, and my hands are lined with filth. And she'll do that the day after a bath. It's crazy pants, I tell you. The collar. Why is she wearing a collar? Well, for the same reason she's rolling in the dust. She's got something wrong, an allergy presumably, which is causing her an all-over body itch, specifically concentrating in the ears. And she's also got a split on her nose that won't heal. It's not a wound. It's extreme eczema. Her ears have that red scaly look of eczema. And over the last 18 months, I've tried a bunch of things to fix it and failed. Instead, I just watch this dog suffer. I can't stand living like this. She shouldn't have to live like this. We shouldn't have to live like this. We're all suffering. The dog was not easy to live with in the first place because she's oversized for the household. And she's a rural dog in a city environment. Just that alone was reason to rehome her. But in a place where good homes for dogs like her are hard to find, it wasn't reason enough. But not meeting her medical needs is definitely a reason to do something. I was not even willing to think about sending her to the SPCA, because what's the point of sending her off to get euthanized? I can do that myself. So I had decided, so I contacted the only dog rescue I knew of, and they said no. So I decided, okay, I'm going to get the dog put down. That's the heartbreaking but realistic, responsible thing to do. And so I've been sitting on that, chewing on it for, almost 2 months. This decision that I really am at the end of my resources and I have to get the dog put down. And I didn't want to. I thought, well, the dog deserves a last-ditch effort. And I posted a post on Facebook. I did get accepted by a rescue in Alberta who has a transport coming from Saskatoon on Sunday. And as long as Piper can get along with the other dogs in the van, she can go to Calgary to move into a new home where they think they can fix her ear problem. Oh, that would be nice. That would be real. This blanket, this one right here, I'm knitting that for my hairless dog. It is because of my hairless dog that I learned how to knit. A skill I said I would never touch again after my horrendous failures in youth. I said, no way could I ever learn that. But for Timmy, you could do anything. Hairless dogs are not ugly at all. Oh, what's outside? He likes to look out the window. Is there something out there? You see something? Well, you see his leaves moving. Oh, can it be true? Can the world have finally stopped passing your door without your permission? Oh, I think he sees something. Anne was sitting there going, why do we have to rip the bathroom apart? Like we hadn't had this conversation. Like, let's have this conversation all over again, because I'm going to try all over again to block you and stonewall you so that this doesn't happen. Because all he really wants is for this not to happen. He doesn't think beyond the moment. So it's like, oh, sounds like work. How can I dodge it? So it was a big yell up. I mean, yeah, that got me angry. For him to be going, oh, wow, can't we just do some exploratory? And it's like, I don't even know if you're right. What if there's no mold, he's saying. You know, we've had this conversation so many times. It's tiresome to live with somebody who wants to act like the past didn't happen unless it suits him. Ah! Well, it hasn't been easy. It involved bringing in a ringer to get the job done, and I didn't know that it was going to have the result of Dan getting the work done himself, but I don't really care how the work got done. Let me show you what the work is. I'll take you downstairs. I must say I'm quite concerned about the amount of mold smell in the basement, whether our clothes are going to be tainted now and everything's going to stink for months or years. But there's black mold all in around here. So we have to rip the walls down in here. The tub's out, the sink's out, we got to have a toilet, and we've got to rip all the drywall off. So here's the current state of the bathroom now. I want the drywall gone, if only so I can get rid of this splashed paint, because it's got so much texture that you really don't stand much of a chance of sanding it. Just pull her down. But underneath what we have is these inch-thick boards, and then only 2 inches behind that we have concrete. So Dan has cut out the boards that were actually moldy. And in point of fact, that's all that was moldy, was the boards along the bottom here. And so we're going to use blown-in insulation because there is none. We're going to replace those boards, blow in insulation after all the drywall's down, and I'll do some of that too. And then vapor barrier and new drywall. That's where the tub goes. That will be replaced. We're throwing out the old one. And the sink is a wall mount, so we'll put that back on the wall, and then after we'll work out what we want to do about a basin for the sink. So that's, yeah. In the end, my husband is doing the work, like he should have in the first place. Turns out he can find the time. Just takes ego. So I have sprayed a product called Kills. It's a stain blocker mold. So this is what these walls in this house consist of. That's it. There's your 2x4. Everything that wasn't a supporting wall was done with the least amount of material, and all of it was salvage. Pretty. Look at her sparkle. I can actually tighten the wrist strap now with this dial. Isn't it pretty? I do like it a lot. I like the other one, but I'm going to sell it. Get my money back. When I got to the antique store, they had customers at the front. And I thought, that's convenient, because I had every intention of looking inside this before I bought it. And it's a good thing that I did do it the way I did, because I probably wouldn't have gotten away with it. I wouldn't have had a look at it and would have left without buying it. Because they were, I don't know what was different, but their tone towards me had changed completely since last week. So they were busy with a customer, and I snuck in all quiet and tucked myself around the back, and I guess Oris didn't even see, they didn't even see me. They didn't know I was there until they heard the accordion making noise. This accordion was in a very small space, surrounded and crowded by glassware and porcelain on all sides on an antique wooden table. I mean, they had put the accordion down and then jammed in all the glass they could fit around it. So in this tiny bit of space, I had to flip the accordion around and get the pins out and then gently lift the top up without making any noise, because I didn't want them to hear the glass clinking either. I don't want them hearing the glass clinking. I don't want to hear anything. At one point, the accordion made a little hum, and I was like, and I got the pins out. I got a look inside, and I got the pins put back in, and I got it strapped on, and I was testing it when the guy finally knew I was there. I carry pocket tools. I've got a Leatherman and a Swiss Army knife. I've got a thing for tools, especially pocket tools. So I always have something on hand. I probably will never do it, but for the longest time, one of my daydream goals in life that I thought it would be a really fun thing to do, and I won't now because I've grown up, but I used to think it would be the most awesome thing to just dismantle a bathroom sometime. Just go into a public washroom somewhere and utterly dismantle it. Security screws and all, you know, tamper-proof screws and all. Oh, the reeds looking here. Look at that. just broke my lamp. Not really. These here. These are the ones I'm going to need to put the little springs on. And to do that, I'll have to take the clips off and take the reed right out of its block to fix these. But these are the ones that I'm going to have to fix. But it makes sense to get some new gasket material before I start on this. I'm finally working on editing my videos and realizing I don't make footage anymore. I'm either using all my energy to get something done, in which case I'm not taking footage, or I'm at home and then I just have to sit here and talk to you. My Xbox world is gone. One of the most recent updates corrupted it. Actually, the big one corrupted it. So it's gotten too hot to sleep in the attic. I'm sleeping here instead. This is a library book I picked up today. You can teach yourself accordion. I need a reacher tool because my reacher tool fell behind the freezer. Time to shift the freezer. Ooh, it's messy down there. Okay, I'm going to rip the kitchen apart and clean back there. Oh, I had other things in mind. I was actually working on that. I'm trying to reassemble this light fixture, for which I just picked up everything I need, and I was setting things up on the freezer when the damn reacher tool fell down, and I have to stop everything. I've got ladders set up because I'm going to change it. Stop everything just to get a stupid thing out from behind the freezer and clean all that mess. Rawr! The tool. The stuff we store back there. Gotta clean up before I can get back to work. Back where it belongs. And, bonus, from dragging a heavy freezer over a dirty floor, I have these beautiful deep scratches too. It'll buff out. I'm out here in the bus. The walls are going to look so cool, aren't they? Yeah, there are 3 of these total, so we're going to put them in this wall. And I haven't gotten anything done on this bus for so long. It's crazy. And today I've managed somehow to cool it off in here sufficiently that we can reasonably work in here. So I'm going to make myself get something done. One thing, just one thing I need to do. Just finish one thing. So the goal is to make one screen. If I can do that, make a screen that'll fit one of these windows, then I'll have done something. If I still feel like doing more, I could do more, but I'll have done one. It's the only way I'm going to get back in the swing. The weather is incredibly smoky this Saturday. I did my usual weekend chicken smoking. I smoked in the smoke. I see this and I think it really puts the lie to the city's excuse for a fire ban, doesn't it? But it doesn't cover this little device here, so that's okay. That red is actually a pit of coals that I'm trying to roast my marshmallow, but you can't really do it without watching. The smoke in the air is from forest fires. It's very thick. It's as thick as any bar when I was a kid. But I'm having a nice mellow moment here. Well, I got my hair all tied up and put away. It's almost the same do that I managed to sleep in, so. We're tie-dyeing. We got the dye kit. I'm slashing the back of one of my shirts to show off my back tat. Tom's got one tied. He's going to start adding water. And I have already got, oh my goodness, they won't come away. But that, and that, and that so far. And this one here has a really neat treatment on the other side. Oops, sorry. Like that. So exciting! Let's rinse out yesterday's shirts. Yay! Look at that great color!